Hi and welcome to episode 2 of What Remains of Edith Finch. So what we found out from episode 1, we are playing in first person. We have been sent a key by our mother which unlocks various parts of the family house, which is abandoned and has been for several years, and we're returning to it to try and explore it and discover, by doing so, the secrets the house is holding about our various relatives, who are all dead now, and how they met their demises. We don't necessarily want to be there. There's a sort of air of disquiet about the house. It's rather gothic and ramshackle. It's rambling. It has something about it, perhaps because it's secluded, perhaps because it's starting to look run down and unloved. It feels malevolent, almost, the house. We are there because there's a sort of air of unfinished business about the entire game, that we can't rest until we've discovered all the things the house has to tell us. And goodness knows there are lots of clues scattered around the place. So the game rewards us for being nosy and inquisitive and exploring, and I love that because that's just my sort of game. So here are some of the things that we did find out. In part 1, in episode 1, there is a curse on the entire Finch family, which seems to be going back into history a long, long way. If we start with Odin Finch, Odin is one of our oldest relatives. It's Edith's great-great-grandfather. They lived in Norway at that time. His wife and child died, and Odin, feeling that there was a sort of curse on the entire family, as I said, decides he's going to escape it by travelling to a new land, to America, and he takes his house with him and tows it across the many oceans and seas and whatever to get to where he's going. And just as he's about to arrive, before they reach landfall, a storm arises, the house sinks and Odin dies. He drowns, aged 57. So that's the curse following Odin, but it didn't end there. Odin took with him his daughter Edith. Now that's not the Edith as in Edith Finch. This Edith is Edith Senior, so she's called Edie in the story. Edie, her husband Sven, and their daughter Molly. Now Molly is the next person we found out about. They build a new house in the present location, and one night young Molly, who I think is 10 at this point, is sent to bed for being whatever, a nuisance, disobeying her mother, and feels hungry. She gets a case of the nighttime munchies, so she explores her room and eats various things. She eats a carrot from her pet's cage. She unwisely eats some berries. I'm not sure if they were holly berries or something else, but she eats them, and she shouldn't have. She also eats a whole tube of toothpaste, which, let's face it, is not a good idea. And somewhere in all of this concoction, she starts to hallucinate and has horrendous dreams and nightmares, and subsequently she dies. So Odin's dead, Molly is dead, and it doesn't end there. Edie has more children. One of them is a boy called Calvin. Now Calvin is born in 1950, and therefore as he's getting to sort of 9, 10, 11, he's experiencing the excitement of the space race, and he's into it. Being an astronaut, going into space is his thing. As far as Calvin gets with this is that he decides he's going to loop the loop on the garden swing, and he successfully manages to loop the loop on it, but the swing has unwisely been positioned very close to the edge of the garden and a cliff. And on looping the loop and leaving the seat and leaping into space, Calvin plunges over the cliff to his death and dies aged 11. So that's the next death. And we also learned that Edith's husband Sven was killed by a dragon. Well, he was building a dragon, a slide in the form of a dragon, in the garden, and the thing collapsed on him and killed him. And he was 49 when he died. So it's clear, I mean, we really don't want to be in this house, but we're not going to leave it until we've found out everything that it's hiding. And the only way we can do that is by following the sort of breadcrumb trail that's been left by, we think, Edith's mother, who sent the key, we think. I'm not sure. It's all a bit vague. that's where we're at. The only way we're going to find out any more about this stuff is to get on to episode 2 and do some more exploring. So let's go, shall we? I just had to swap my controller over and put my other one on charge. It's an expense buying 2 controllers, but I'm so glad I did. Oh, Calvin, it's very sad, isn't it?
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
That's understandable, but very strange too. Can you imagine living in half a room where you're not allowed to go into the other half?
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
I don't blame him. I mean, it's a gorgeous room. Look at it. Calvin's got so many cool things. His little robots. I love the rocket lamp. Look at that. Weirdly, I was looking at a rocket-shaped light only this morning when we were out shopping. Yeah, look, the stickers, the arrows from his bow and arrow are still stuck to the door. Bow and arrow. Could be a gun, I suppose. Could be a space gun firing stickers. Alright, okay, we've got to go. We've got to move on. It's just so clever. It's so clever. Up we go. I mean, just to build this, the mechanics of building it, things on rails, it's like... It's got a sort of Thunderbirds element to it.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
They were. That just takes us back to the landing. We'll open it. I don't want to go that way. Can I stay back? I want to go this way. I want to go this way. Where are... Oh, Barbara! This is Barbara's room.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
And so it would seem. She had her own doll. My Friend Bigfoot. Introducing Barbara Finch. Oh, look, it's one of the classic cases where everything's sort of branded. The lunch boxes, the dolls. She probably had her own sort of wallpaper range as well. The Hollywood sign with Barbara on it. Oh, and there she is with Bigfoot. How could you miss that? Biggest clue of all in the room and I couldn't see it. Oh, and these are all sort of... Oh, she's just the same. These books are everywhere. Why would she need 2 copies of Alice in Wonderland? I'm not sure about that. There's some repetitive...
How hard it must have been for her afterwards.
There's something repetitive about it. So yeah, she was a child star and then presumably she wasn't a child star and had to deal with the loss of status and the feelings that brought, that the industry didn't want her anymore. There's certainly lots of movie paraphernalia around, isn't there? Okay. So what can we interact with in her room? Game. Oh, well, that for a start. Dreadful Stories, 10 cents.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Why would you be surprised? Oh, look at this. Fine quality, colourful patches.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Is this how we find out what happened to her? It is. We're going into the comic.
Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Working in Penelope's diner.
She'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Oh dear.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Oh, Sven.
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay.
Enough to
I'm
make a
hearing
scream.
frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're
Oh.
right. Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's
We
a
found
key
this.
in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks.
Oh.
I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Excellent. What happens next?
She reached for the music box.
Oh, we've got to do this. Oh, we are really in the comic.
She listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, I don't want to go down here. Can we not go down here? I see blood, and I see Rick's crutch that he was using earlier. Oh, no.
Rick's crutch, and imagine the worst.
I am imagining the worst game. Oh, and we have a trail of blood, and we have a bloody handprint on the door. Look at this. It's just so... It's so clever how they've changed the entire sort of graphic structure of the game. Oh, we can open... We can whack things. We can hit
Gang
things
leader
with the
is the infamous
stick.
Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh. 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 Yeah, you could have cleaned up, honestly. The game wants me to go this way. There's a punch bag in the way, which we can hit. Oh gosh, it's so dark in this room. I can't see a thing. There could be anything in here.
The fridge rattled and grew still.
Someone's in the fridge. Oh no. All right, okay. Oh dear. That's the best you could
Oh!
I didn't do that. The game did it.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Yes.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
The crutch.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
Yeah, she's got it.
She was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Oh.
Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up.
What's wrong with Walter?
You're dead, Walter.
You're not much of a babysitter, are you? Oh, look. We've got Snowstorm on the TV. We'll better go upstairs and see Walter then, had we not? Because something's not right with Walter. Oh. That can't do that all by itself, can it? Walter. Okay. We have permission to enter Walter's room. Walter's hiding in there, isn't he? This must be Walter.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Sure will. And Barbara, behind you.
Hookman and was speechless.
Oh, she couldn't do her scream.
Smashing.
Can we? Are we doing this? We can do this. Turn over the page.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Well, there usually is. We've gone out of windows before now, Barbara. Stop bashing the door. Look around you. Can we go out there? Yes, we can. That's not a window, though, is it?
But she played her part beautifully.
Being pursued by the Mad Claw murderer.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Okay, we can take this guy on, can't we then? We've got a stick. Oh, yes we can. Ah, the other roller skate came to our rescue.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
We need to get downstairs quickly and finish him off. Quick. Quick, Barbara. If this is quick, I'd love to see slow. He's not there anymore. Oh no.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
The doorbell. All she heard was the doorbell. Could this be Rick? Rick to the rescue. It's Rescue Rick.
The door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering.
Well, that's not Rick, is it?
Coming from inside the house.
What? Oh. Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. That seems to be her main exclamation.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Oh, she has her adulation at last.
Oh, what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
She's going to be lunch.
Final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent.
I thought you were going to say delicious.
She had a taste for stardom.
Yes.
But unfortunately, so did her fans.
Ha 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 ha.
Police blamed it all on poor Rick. He disappeared the same night.
No.
Walter
Was traumatized.
hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story.
I'll bet it is.
Barbara, tucked inside the music box, is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh. They have so many misadventures, members of the Finch family. I think you'd want to change your name by deed poll, wouldn't you? Be called something else to try and escape the curse. So we've got an entry in the thing.
Edie told
There's
me all
Barbara.
I wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Ah. Maybe she did. Thanks, Barbara. And she was only, what, 16 when she died? Oh dear, they don't live to a great age, most of the Finches, do they? Can we now go, I presume, oh, hang on. It wants us to go that way. I was going to say I think we could go out of the door, but apparently not. Apparently we have to go this way. back into the tunnel passage.
Now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Are we supposed to go out of here now then? Maybe we are. Well, the door is open anyway, so we can go this way, can't we? That was Barbara. We still can't go up there, can we? No. Oh, wait a minute. We can, if we go downstairs and get the key, we can now go downstairs into the basement. We know what happened there, but then maybe that's what we have to do next. I'm learning, game. I'm learning. So when we turn it this time, if we carry on turning it, if I can get my fingers to... Yes! We have the key. We're in. Good stuff. When the game saves, it makes me nervous because you know something's about to happen. They're all minor tragedies, aren't they? There is a slightly humorous aspect to some of it, but only in a kind of genteel way. Alright, we're down in the basement. We know what happened in the basement,
Mom
don't we?
said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Because you might cut yourself on the saw. Oh, someone's been sawing up wood into little sort of slabs for, I don't know, to use to put on the table, to put dinner plates on? I do not know.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Oh, now you're getting spooky and mysterious again. What can she have been up to? Oh.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
We really hope the fridge has got nothing but very old packets of food and stuff in it, or cans of food or whatever you put in there that goes in fridges in these sort of stories.
Turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
There's electricity here. Is this a cold store? It's at 28 degrees. That's pretty cold. If I put my hand on this, that can will fall out. That door's been propped open. Oh, we're going down.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
Little Walter? Traumatised little Walter?
After Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Yeah, hang on. When you say as far away as he could... Oh, good grief. This is like a survivalist thing.
If there's a pattern in all these stories...
Yes. Keep talking.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
I did say that. It does strike me that a lot of the people, Odin and Sven accepted, seem to die at quite young ages. In mysterious circumstances, half the time. So... Walter was into trains and painting trains and doing stuff by the looks of it as well. And Walter lived in the sort of catacomby basements of the house. Walter lived here. What's here? Open it. He had a view of the lake. Is this just where Walter spent his time, or is this where Walter lived? Hello, Walter. Oh, you lived a bit longer. Well, that throws my theory into a bit of a tiz. Let's open this.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Walter, what are you doing with those canned peaches?
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
For 30
Having a
years?
schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Oh my god, the monotony of it. This has stopped being
Even
funny.
a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Why did Walter shut himself away?
And then one day, everything just stopped.
Oh my god, he literally is working
Whatever that
to
thing was, it was gone.
schedule.
Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
What was causing the shaking? Was it a train passing by? It would happen at the same time every day. It would happen to a
It's been week
schedule.
now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
And Walter did have model trains. That was the thing he did. Walter, what on earth have you done with your life? It gets deeper. Oh, Walter.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
He's been hiding from
And
it.
Calvin.
Is this what he's been doing? He's been hiding from the monster, the thing that he thinks killed them all.
This is all a mistake.
Or he's been hiding from the curse.
But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Where? What? Oh, Walter!
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
So the house wall beneath the surface bordered onto the train tunnel.
I'm going
This
to
is the
appreciate
noise he heard.
Especially the food.
Oh, Walter!
I don't mind if I only have a year left.
After 30 years, he's got out. He's got his freedom.
Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Whoa! No! No! Oh, darn. I thought we were going to have a...
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
I thought we were going to have a sort of semi-happy ending there for Walter after 30 years, but no, apparently not. I'm looking at how long we've been playing. I'm carrying on, obviously. Let's close the book on Walter. I think there might be one more episode after this episode. I think. Because we are doing our due diligence here and exploring, as I've said.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
I'm sure she was. But, well, we get to go down there as well? Do we not get to go back the way we came in? Oh, look. Walter really did live down here. All by himself for 30 years. Shut away from the world. And he's got nobody for company and nothing really to keep him sane. But look, I don't think we go that way. I think the game wants us to go down the manhole. So we probably should, Walter. But Edie came down here and made a shrine to him after he died, which is why everything looks the way it looks now. Interesting, he's got electricity down there when the rest of the house hasn't. The generator's still running. It's an amazing generator. Do we go down there as well? Do we? Do we really? It looks like we do. Jump down.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Yeah, maybe so.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
What else did she not tell you about? Is that what you're thinking?
Imagine what else she was hiding.
Yes, I thought that. I get your drift.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
No, quite. Well, here's where he went. Do we go the same way?
Something that's still alive.
Are we in the? We're in the train tunnel.
One of us left, or maybe two.
And
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself, and found out what happened to everyone else.
there's only one of us left, or maybe two.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
Yes. Yes. Walter was so frightened of the family curse, he locked himself away from it. And then, in a weird twist, after 30 years, he died of what you could call the family curse. He had a misadventure. Preventable. Virtually everything that's happened so far, they've all been preventable, haven't they? They do say there's no such thing as an accident if you look hard enough.
I don't
There's
know if
always
I
a
should even be
cause.
writing this.
Well, I'm glad you are writing it. I'm starting to worry for your health, though. Because if this curse is all
It'd
pervasive...
be better if all this just died with me.
Oh, don't say that. You can't think that way.
But I thought you should know about your family.
I'm glad you thought that way. I'm going down to the beach.
And the history you're a part of.
That makes eminent sense. Ooh, there's a light flashing out there. Where do we game? Where do we go? We're supposed to go into the... We're not supposed to go into the water, surely. Let's go and have a look over here. There's a sort of hut, shed
Though
hut.
to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I suspect you don't, because I feel quite lost. I'm going to go and look everywhere, because you never know. There might be anything dangling down, or to be discovered on the shoreline. Can we go into the water? No, we can't. Not there anyway. Alright, I'm going to go back up those steps towards the hut shed thing. And we'll see what it hides. I think one more death this episode will do us.
People in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Alright. The lights are solar powered and have proximity sensors. It's a strange mix of the old and the quite modern, this house. In some ways it has got modern facilities, modern technology. And in other ways it's just so locked into history. Look at the state of it from this angle. All right.
Look at the house. Had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
There is a kind of element here of madness to it. I know what you mean. Edith, where do we go? Should we follow this path?
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? Can you imagine being one of the younger Finches?
Finishes building a cemetery before starting the house.
Indeed, but then they had to have a cemetery immediately because Odin died, didn't he? And had to be buried. It would not have been a sensible idea to wait until you built the house before you buried him. Ooh, are you going this way? I'm usually not very
for me to admit this, but
good at finding these paths and knowing which way to go. So this game's doing quite a good job of hand-holding for me here. Oh, this is the cemetery.
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Oh.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Maybe the curse followed you as well then. So what did they manage to kill? Dogs, cats, rabbits, fish? Oh. You got through your pets, didn't you, Finches? For a family with a
Sven
name...
built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Right. And it's... I mean, these are good. Oh, look. So they've got other bits here. They've got Molly who fell asleep, essentially, didn't she? She poisoned herself and died. And then Calvin, whose dream was going in a rocket, becoming an astronaut. And Sven, Sven the constructor, whose constructional ideas never really... Oh! And now we've got Edie as well, and Walter, and Barbara. Okay. Alright, I'm with it. Which way did we come to this? We came this way, so we need to go this way out.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea.
It was Odin's
was always
monument.
trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
It was Odin. On top of his house, look. That's the monument. Couldn't see that clear. Is that their
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
That is their house. That's the house that he towed across, intending to start his new life. It sank there. I didn't realise it was that close to landfall. And don't tell me we can use the... We can. Great. Let me. Yeah, let's focus. Can we focus? How can we focus? It's not focusing. Or we can zoom.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
It's a menace to navigation in the bay. So it has a buoy on it now. And a bell. Oh, not that secluded then. Do we, can we, no we can't, well, use it anymore. We've run out of pennies. Alright. So, did the path go
Edie's
in?
side was always easier for me to understand.
Hey, you get a great view from up here. Of the entire place. Gosh, Edie had a
The
lot to
older I
cope with.
get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Oh, we've got more. Sam, who went
Her
away.
dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Got it. Well, we know they're all dead then. But there are more stories to uncover here. I suspect we go this way. It's quite a view, isn't it? As you look out there across the bay.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
Isn't the
Part of me
house...
thinks this is what she wanted all along.
Yes, she wanted the
And I'd
house
come
to
back
tell you.
someday and find everything out for myself.
Yes, I think so too. I think she wanted the house to tell you. Let's climb this ladder. That's very brave, because if you fell off that and injured yourself, there'd be no one to find you.
But looking back on it now,
Yes. Go on.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
Ooh,
I
we've got
never
to...
would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This is exactly what I was saying. Be careful. Get onto the roof quickly, quickly. And don't fall through the glass. I'm taking no chances. 22 weeks pregnant.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Apparently so. Oh look, that's clever. I didn't know you could do that. You can make bird feeders from old milk cartons. You learn something every day, don't you? Every single day.
They were both pretty intense.
Alright. So where are we now? That's Sam. We're in Sam's room. Sam the photographer.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Was Sam the adventurous kind then? I mean, you know, Calvin was adventurous. Look what happened to him. I suspect if we want to find out any... Oh, it's a box that says K on it. Any more about Sam, we're going to have to open that their journal thing. Let's go to it. Oh, wait a second. Did we miss anything out here? No.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
See, that looks relatively modern, doesn't it? Looks like he might have been a war correspondent as well. Or a war photographer. He's certainly got a lot of medals. Is that the Purple Heart? And he's got his own... Here we go, here we go. What's that to say there? Laurie N. Small's Kilbore 286 Fierce Express. 268 Fierce Express. Oh, right, they're bullets. For the gun, presumably. I think we've got to look at what this is. It's not a journal. Or is it? Oh no, of course, it's a set of photographs. He's a photographer, isn't it? And the photographs are going to tell the story.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
I believe that.
Memories are going to last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's
Oh,
a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
we are behind the camera. We can take photographs.
Maybe leaving.
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Where is Dawn? I can't even... Oh, there she is.
What?
I've got a picture of you, Dawn. Well, it wasn't that
During
perfect.
the whole weekend, isn't it?
Probably. Do I have to keep taking photographs in order to advance the story? Is that what's happening here? Let's try it. Let's take a picture of the car.
Please just take the damn picture.
I just did.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
Well, I would if I knew where you were standing. Let me zoom back out. Dawn, where are you? Oh, there she is. That's not Dawn.
Never
That's
forget
Dawn.
this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
And it might still be older than you are if you're not careful. Where's she gone? Are we meant to be walking? Or what?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
The camera's auto-focusing. How clever are the people who made the game to do this? I've never done this with a camera before. Lots of games get you to use, binoculars and telescopes and sights and things like that, but not like this. In fact, I think the last time I used a camera in a game was on one of the Wii games. And that was a while ago. When the kids were young. Oh, hello, bird. Is it you I'm meant to be taking a picture of?
Aw.
I think it might have been. What else is there to take a photograph of? It's random. On the other hand, it puts a lot of pressure on you, the player, to find things to photograph. Collection of birds resting on rocks. Do we like that one? No. Some rocks. I'm trying to find out what it is we're supposed to be taking pictures of. My feet. What's on the shoreline? Nothing much. The light reflecting on the waves gently. If I get stuck here, I'm going to edit this bit because I'm not quite sure in this particular place what I'm supposed to be photographing. The game's not telling me. We're on full zoom and we can see the tree line and the mountains and not a lot else. Oh, can I turn completely round? No, I can't. I can only turn so far. Alright, there's going to be some editing here because I'm lost. I'm going to make a note of where I am actually in the game so I know where to edit to. Excuse me for a second. Done that. Okay, it's taken me about 5 minutes to work out, but I think I've worked out where I'm supposed to be pointing this now.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Is down here.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
It took me so long to find that.
Sound like I'm done? A little more gas in the tank, I guess.
Now, knowing the way this game unfolds, peeing's probably weakened the roots of the tree and it will fall over and kill him now.
Hey!
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
That's a keeper.
I actually didn't mean to do that.
I'm just saying, I'm not always going to be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was going to be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Oh, right. So we've gone out into this place where you've never been for 20 years and you thought it'd be a good idea to take your daughter with you?
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
I can't. It's difficult to focus on those
Grandpa
fish.
Sven taught us how to fish. How to build a fire.
Right. Oh, hello.
We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Yeah, good eyes, Dawn. There's a deer over there. That wasn't a very good picture of it, mind.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Okay. Where's she gone? Oh, she's hunting.
Dad,
Just breathe.
I thought they were just...
Imagination. Focus on your target.
I thought they were just taking photographs. I didn't realise they were killing things. Oh, let's get a picture of her then. Dawn the killer. Killer at dawn.
Let me get behind you.
do I have to
to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
I just get this feeling putting that gun in her hands was not the most sensible of your ideas so far.
Keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready.
I've got to take a picture of this, have I? I'm going to take a picture anyway. Oh, pressing the
Great
shutter.
shot, Dawn.
Oh. That was mean. She didn't want to do that. What? Who? Who is that?
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, this is weird. We can actually move in the camera frame.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Got to reset the timer. Oh.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
still...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Ah! And the camera took the photograph as the deer knocked him off the cliff. Oh, Sam.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Why? Because of its sort of ghoulish nature? Or because it just sort of reeks of foolishness? Alright, look, I'm going to stop at that point because we're about an hour in, roughly, with my introduction as well, something like that. And there's not many members left of the Finches, so that will nicely fit into episode 3. Thanks for watching. I'll do a quick summary intro at the start of episode 3 so we can remember what's happened in episode 2. And I'll join you then. Bye.